And we are back for another episode of Mad About Sports. This is episode 32.
32, Jim Brown's number.
And my birthday backwards, but sure.
23?
Yes, 23,
okay,
32.
Yeah.
If you play the lottery right, you would win. If you played 23 and 3 and 2 came up, you would win.
I'm going to tell you a quick secret.
Go ahead.
When you were born in 1990,
you played the lottery every day.
323 for a whole year.
They're all low numbers, though, so that's the thing about that.
It never hit.
Because they're all low numbers.
Okay.
All right, anyway, if you don't know, I am Nicole Madison, and I'm here with my father and co-host.
David A. Madison.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, first, before we get into everything, we want to give a shout out to Kita. She got us these awesome mugs,
yes.
And we've got some wine in it. So,
yes.
Shout out to you, Kita. This was an amazing Christmas gift. Definitely
Thank you very much.
Came late because, USPS has been on the bully, but it is what it is.
Thank you, Kita.
You want to hop right into it? Sorry, I was taking a drink.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So, a lot has happened in the past week, and it's wild.
It has been a crazy week.
Right, it has been.
I mean, all over the world.
Yeah, exactly. Just period.
Could you believe that we almost had a coup? We had a coup.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Had a coup in America.
Right.
That's making really crazy.
I know. And then on top of that, like in basketball and football, a lot has happened.
Thank goodness we have sports that have something to talk about giving us, because the pandemic is going crazy too.
Yeah, that's true. All the numbers are up. What?
You came back negative.
We had an episode since I was negative.
Oh, okay.
Last week I was negative. No, I wasn't negative last week.
Exactly.
Yes, I am COVID negative finally. After a month of taking tests, back to back to back, I'm finally negative. Thank God.
Thank God. And thank God I reminded you.
You're right. No, I thought I was negative then. Because I was here, I forgot we were recording with masks on. Now we're with masks off. Are you ready to get into basketball?
I am ready to get into sports.
Let's get into sports then. The Sixers played with only 9 players.
Yes, the virus had put a dampener on the Sixers squad.
Yes.
They played with 9 ball players. But with the 9 ball players, we were able to see this young boy from Kentucky.
Tyrese
Maxey ball.
Is that when he put on 39 points?
39.
That's insanity.
39. And he did it 39 in all ways. Jump shot to the hoop. He played an outstanding game. I'm really thrilled that we have him. And you know something?
Too.
I think that'll take some of the daggone pressure off of Ben.
Me too. But that's also my unpopular opinion. That's a reason why I don't think we need James Harden.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
James Harden should not come here.
No. I feel like we have enough to make it work.
Right. Unfortunately, the virus came about, and we were unable to man. And I think the NBA is going to have to start looking at how the virus is affecting these ball clubs, because I just found out that the Boston game is being canceled today.
Right.
So nobody's playing.
No, yeah.
So they didn't have enough people.
Yeah, they had to cancel the entire... And that's what they wanted to do for the Sixers. They wanted to change... Remember, Doc was trying to see if they could postpone the game because they didn't have everybody.
It's really difficult playing with 9, even 7 ball players. Substitution.
Nobody gets a break. Nobody.
You only have two people can substitute. You got a guard and a forward.
Yeah.
And everybody else got to, do something. You have no backup center.
Right.
So it's a challenge.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Kyrie has just not been playing, period.
I think Kyrie's lost his mind.
You always say this. You really don't like this man.
Well, I like his game.
Yes.
And but some of his mindset is somewhere else. There's been a lot of crazy basketball, football, baseball players that play outstanding athletically.
Yeah.
But their mind is in left field.
He was just on PTO. He had a little break. He called out.
What's PTO?
Paid time off.
Oh, paid time off.
Yeah.
Well, they just found out that he was out there partying with
Exactly. Paid time off. His time off was him at a party, a birthday party.
Well, he might get fined for that.
Oh, because they mask off.
Right. This is the the dawning of the age of the virus.
Facts. No, but it was his family. We don't know what the measures were taken. They could have been like, everybody got to get tested for this party. You know Kyrie coming. His job depends on it.
Did he sprinkle incense around?
Bro, it's sage.
And he's clearing
sage. The air.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just sage.
Remember, his mother was Native American. He probably got it from that.
Okay.
It's clearing the air. Kyrie's like my fave.
I know he is.
We have this. I must have said this a million times. We have the same birthday, so I feel him. So like.
Sage. I use sage as a daggone seasoning myself.
I use sage to my house, clear my house.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, just to get the negative energy out.
I don't smell it when I come out by your.
You shouldn't. It's not like it sticks around. It goes away at some point. Like
Wait a
just
minute.
to clear the air.
He burns his sage.
I do too.
Okay. So it doesn't have an aroma.
It does while I'm burning it, but then it fades. I don't know.
Okay.
The Sixers also got fined for non-disclosure about Ben Simmons.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did it on that level, especially such a large fine, because of the virus and all that. They could have said he had an undisclosed, unidentified test for the virus.
Right.
But now they said it was his knee.
Right. That was the injury. It was an injury. It wasn't the virus. I feel like if it was the virus, it probably would. That's probably what they should have said, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. They should have said
why
that.
didn't they say that?
I mean, that makes sense. But they didn't. So.
And they got fined like $25,000?
Yeah, petty cash.
Absolutely. You ready to move on to football? A lot has happened or do you have anything to add with basketball before we go on to football?
Not right now. When something comes to my mind, I'll bring it up.
Well, all right, sounds good.
Okay.
Football, though.
Well, do we have to go there?
Yes, because we did 2 different parlays, and we lost both of them because the Seahawks lost, which was ridiculous.
To the LA Rams.
Yeah. They didn't have a quarterback.
Exactly.
That's what's crazy. And their backup had a broken thumb.
Well, the starter quarterback had surgery on his thumb.
That's who had a broken thumb.
The backup quarterback comes in for about a quarter. Gets popped.
Right.
Had to take him to the hospital. The starting quarterback comes back with pins in his thumb.
Right. Okay, I knew somebody played with a broken thumb.
On his throwing hand.
Right, exactly.
Against the Seahawks.
Yeah, who have a quarterback. Russell
Wilson.
Wasn't he a candidate for MVP?
MVP. I'm very disappointed in the whole Seattle Hawks.
Seahawks. Seattle Hawks. You put it together.
I don't even want to get into that. After they did my boy with the what's his name, Skittles.
What are you talking about?
The running back.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay. He does a skit. They didn't give him the football at the end of the game, and they when they were playing the New England Patriots.
Okay.
They should have given it to him. They wanted Wilson to be the MVP, so he threw the interception. Yeah, long story.
Long story short, I'm still mad.
got off on a tangent. But, yeah, I was very disappointed in the Seahawks.
No, yeah, I was too, because, like,
we would have won. We won some money. We would have won some money. We
really would have.
And then we have to talk about those Pittsburgh Steelers.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Terrible. Those are your Steelers.
My Steelers. I was so despondent.
They lost to the Browns.
To the Cleveland Browns.
And the Browns, their special teams coordinator was acting as head coach.
Head coach was watching the game like you and I.
Y'all lost to a team without a coach.
Not one, but several coaches.
Yeah, that the special teams coordinator had to act as the coach.
And you had 4 players that didn't play.
Right. Pitiful. You guys shouldn't have even been there, honestly.
They didn't show.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
Juju was sitting there. Was it Juju who was sitting there in the middle of the game losing but dancing? He was dancing on the field.
This is a problem. He thought his brand was more important than the
It's not.
team.
He's a kid. That's what it is. He's a kid at the end of the day.
That's where I have a little problem.
It wasn't. He's probably not thinking brand. He really
He is
has
thinking about brand.
He's a child. He's not.
When you're playing professional football.
Okay.
You're getting paid to play this game. Promoting your brand is supposedly secondary. And it's gotten to a point that it became primary. And that's where I have an issue.
Okay. Yeah. I would be mad if I were you too, because y'all lost.
And we didn't get lost.
Y'all really lost.
We got beat up.
It was embarrassing. I was embarrassed, and I don't even like y'all. I was embarrassed that we
Again. Yes. A solid win.
Right. Both of our surefires tanked on us. Like, those were not the teams I was worried about.
I was not worried. I was concerned about
Lamar Jackson
because
he went off.
He only had
He had
10 yards. Then he ripped off that 48-yard run.
Yeah.
And
then he kept going.
We had him for a plus 75.
And he got over 100.
And we had New Orleans winning outright.
And they did. And then
we had Seattle beating. And they
messed it up.
And they were at home. It wasn't like they were playing in LA.
I would have never, if I were to think anything, it probably would have been I would have been nervous about Lamar. Okay, maybe he can't make this happen. But he did.
And how about the Ravens shutting down?
I'm so happy for them.
But they shut down my man Henry.
I know, right?
40 yards.
Yeah. I loved it. I'm so happy because I feel like Lamar had this cloud over his
monkey on his back.
Yeah, exactly. Because he could always get there, but he could never get past the first round. So it's just fine. He got it out the way.
Here's the kid. He's 24 years old.
But he's been there for 2 years in a row.
You know how many quarterbacks?
No, you're right.
Have been
absolutely right.
Most valuable player. Mm-hmm. Taking his team to 2 playoff games.
Right, but he hasn't won them.
Exactly.
That's the next step.
Yes.
But you're right. Not a lot of people can make that happen.
But I'm happy for him also.
Right.
But the Steelers are. That was very, very, very bad.
It was. So Doug got fired. I kind of hope they fire Mike Tomlin so we could bring him over. I would love to have Mike Tomlin as a coach. Absolutely.
Now, the Steelers aren't that crazy.
I'm just saying they might. If they do, we've got a position for him. Come to the better side of Pennsylvania.
Dougie Fresh, I think he was undeserved, this firing.
I actually don't think he should have got fired either.
I don't think so either.
Even though I'll say it often on the podcast, I don't think he should have got fired. Only because I feel like they probably should have gave him another year. He did take the Eagles to the Super Bowl and win.
He's been in the playoffs.
Well, last year we went.
Yes.
So he had a bad season. They probably should have just hired an offensive coordinator and fired Howie.
Well, that's another story.
He's an accountant.
That's another
story. Why is an accountant I think
he has a very close relationship with the owner, Mr. Laurie.
Right.
And we will not go any further than that.
Right, we'll just leave it at that. But I think what really got him fired is that last game, he really lost the locker room.
I feel that was it. His not being able to, and he had the opportunity.
Yeah.
To have a conversation with the whole team.
Yeah.
And say, this is what's going to happen during this particular game.
Right.
We are going to give Sudfeld an opportunity to play.
Right, because the logic makes sense. Yeah, if they lost Carson, it makes sense. They'd have Jalen as the starter. They need a solid backup. Right. If not, they need to go find a backup.
Right.
That's just logic. So It makes sense. Let's see if this man could do anything. However, I also think it's because he's wearing too many hats. If he's thinking an offensive coordinator and he's doing the stuff with the quarterbacks, he's not thinking about whole team as head coach. That's why they needed an offensive coordinator. There's a reason why there's all these jobs. They're put in place for a reason. There's 52 people on the team.
Well, I think that Doug might have been over his head.
That's what I'm saying.
Because a head coach supposedly is like the CEO.
Right.
And he's supposed to be able to run the team and know exactly what all facets of the team is about.
Exactly.
And make sure that everyone on that team knows where he's going.
That's what I'm saying. If he was just primarily head coach, he could have let the whole team know, hey, guys, we're going to give Nate a chance. Is that his name? Nate Sudfeld?
Sudfeld.
I don't know this man's
name. he had a conversation, no doubt.
No,
Because
they did. They did know.
Jalen
Yeah,
knew.
the quarterbacks were not lost. They were not confused.
And here's the key: he also knew about the fact that the main quarterback wasn't going to play.
Yeah, Carson.
Carson was going to play.
I think they all knew Carson wasn't going to play because Carson didn't even wear clothes to the game.
But
he didn't even suit up.
during the week, that discussion had to be taking place inside that quarterback head coach room when they had the discussion.
Yes, he's doing too much. That's why I said they should have hired an offensive coordinator.
Yeah. And maybe the team didn't know that Carson was going to play either until the last minute.
They probably knew he wasn't going to play.
I don't know.
He hadn't played for games.
But he wasn't even suited up.
He wasn't even active, though. Everybody knew that beforehand. Deshaun Jackson wasn't active. Miles Sanders wasn't active.
Okay. All right.
We got to think about this. So they probably knew. They just probably had this meeting in the quarterback meeting, said, give this man a chance, but nobody else knew.
Right.
They just probably thought, Jalen's just going to play all game.
And I think that Lori and Howie knew too.
Yeah, they're probably the ones that told him to do it.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so I could see that happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Doug's no longer with us.
He's no longer with us.
I'm going to miss Dougie Fresh.
Really?
Well, he did bring you a Super Bowl.
I know. I'm aware.
And it's not like he had a losing record while he was here.
No, he hadn't. He did well here. He did.
They cut him really. There's something going on that was happening. I believe maybe losing the locker room was the straw that broke the back.
Exactly that, and I think something. I remember reading something somewhere where it said, don't quote me on this, but it said something like if he didn't get more, I guess, room to pick like who they were scouting something like that. Yeah. Like scouting players, they didn't take his opinion into consideration.
Doug only had a head coach role, period. He didn't even get a chance. Howie had powers over picking his staff.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's ridiculous. So I think he can't even pick his own coaching staff.
No, and I don't think he had the ability to scout players. So I think he asked like Howie and Lori if he would have more, if he didn't have, or I think he stated if he didn't have more control over that, he was going to quit.
Whoa.
So I think he said that, and instead of quitting, they probably just fired him. Like we're still not going to give you power. Honestly, Howie is an accountant. And I just don't know how an accountant gets this job.
I just heard about the fact that Doug had no powers over his coaching staff.
Yeah, which is crazy too.
That's crazy.
That's literally ridiculous. So I could understand why they did it. I think he's probably happier because he'll probably have more control somewhere else.
Do you think it had anything to do did having the defensive coordinator says, I'm retiring also, I'm getting out of this craziness?
Yeah, and then both of Marty retired too, Marty Morningway or something. He's
been gone for a while, hasn't he?
No, somebody just left though. On the offensive staff as well.
Okay.
So it wasn't. So a lot of people were stepping down. The defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, him leaving probably had a lot to do with it too.
He probably seen the writing on the wall.
Exactly. That's why I said to my dad offline, I said, if Lori doesn't care about this team, he needs to sell it. Because it's obvious he's just letting an accountant run a team that he has no idea what he's doing. Well, Howie has no idea. He's running his team to the ground.
But here's the key.
I know.
It's all about the money. That's a fat cow right there.
It is. I'm just saying. It's terrible to see. As an Eagle, as a diehard Eagles
fan. I think
fan.
that, I don't know, I can't be quoted exactly, that Lori might have paid like maybe $700 million for the Eagles when he bought it, and now it's worth like $1.5 billion.
I could see that.
And he's not losing any money.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying it's obvious you don't care.
And you have an accountant
running yours. Exactly, it's obvious you don't care. We're all looking at it like nobody cares here, huh? Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then Alabama won.
Alabama put a thumping on those boys. They're going to have to start really thinking about trying to get some balance in the college game, because
you always know who's going to win.
Exactly.
And Jalen was there.
Jalen Hurts was there. He got a ring from him.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not mad at him.
He's only a year removed.
I'm not going anywhere else. Might as well go down to Miami and party a little bit.
Exactly. See my old, probably played with him, yeah.
Right.
Got to see his old coach.
Yes, and just do a little celebration. And, Saban, Jesus, got 7 championships.
He's killing it.
Boy.
But let's move on to old school versus new school.
Yes, unfortunately.
And the obituary. Go
yes,
ahead.
yes.
That's what I should have said. The sports obituary.
Sports obituary. Tommy Lasorda, manager of the L.A. Dodgers, played for the Dodgers for a spell, but who's taken the L.A. Dodgers to 2 world championships. Mm-hmm. The last one was in '88, and finally he lived long enough to see them
win again.
Tommy Lasorda was quite a character, and he wore Dodger blue very well. He's up in the sky with the rest of the Dodger blue. He is in Dodger blue heaven.
Right. Okay, and then the old school versus new school is Nickelodeon had an NFL game.
Yeah, that was deep. I seen highlights on that, man.
Yeah, they had like slime. They made it very kid friendly, I think.
I thought so too.
They did. They had the slime. They changed the
colors. Yes. I mean, it just jumped out at you.
Right.
If I was a kid, I'd say, "Wow,
right, I like this.
This
is football.
Is this football?
Okay,
right.
Cool. This is nice.
This is better than cartoons."
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a good job. They're getting money everywhere.
Absolutely.
They're looking at the next generation.
They are.
It's
crazy.
NFL.
So, right. Looking at it everywhere, and our final thing is damn right or nix it.
Wow. Well, there's a lot of damn rights that can go along with this.
Right. Okay, so I know what you're going to say, but the first one is, should Big Ben retire? I know on Sunday, when the Steelers were playing, you were very upset. I was with you here. And you mentioned, you're like, man, Big Ben got to go.
Yeah. It's time for Big Ben. But the Steelers haven't put themselves in a position to have someone to replace him, unfortunately.
Right.
One thing about Big Ben, mm-hmm. physically, that was part of his game, Big Ben.
Yeah. He's
football,
older now.
There's 2 elements about football.
Mm-hmm.
There's the physical side of it.
Right.
And there's the mental side of it.
Right.
And looking at the aging quarterbacks that are out there.
Right.
You have Drew Brees, undersized quarterback, 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
Absolutely.
Knows how to do. Right. Tom Brady, 43.
Smart guy.
He doesn't got all the physical tools. He reads a Big Ben rubbing off players. That's why they call him Big Ben.
Right. Yeah.
I think that accident that he had with that
the
motorcycle,
yeah, that messed his brain up a little bit because that's where the smartness went away. It wasn't even football. It was the motorcycle.
Some of the decisions that he was making out there
made no sense.
Throwing in the triple coverage, his arm strength wasn't there. I says, Big Ben is his years are over.
So you're going with damn right, retire.
Damn right.
Okay. Next one. Should the NBA suspend the season? Damn right or nix it?
Damn right. I believe that the NBA's got to try to get a little bit of control over
the virus
and how they're going to deal with it.
Right.
Because it's getting out of control. They've canceled a couple of games today. A lot of teams are playing shorthanded. They're going to have to try to figure out. And it's going to be difficult because you have these people outside this bubble in the real world.
Right.
And with a lot of money and lemon chicken and all that.
Oh, my God. Lou Will Wings. He has Lou Will Wings.
Lou Will Wings in Atlanta, no less.
Right.
So step back, maybe take a look at what they can do. Get the message across to some of these ball players, the importance of it. Maybe even fine them even to a certain degree, so that they get the message.
Right. And then the last one is, should Howie be fired? I'm going to agree with you. So you're saying damn right. Sorry, I didn't even respond to it. Okay. You're saying damn right the season should be suspended. I'm going to agree with you. Damn right it should. Just because that might give them time to make a bubble option. Just like they did last year. This is around the time last year. Or was it? No, it was like March. But it'll give them a chance to maybe bubble it up. Maybe they could bubble it up in a few cities and have them travel from those spots, as we talked about. Didn't we talk about this last week?
I don't. Maybe
we did talk about, because
right.
they could use the
We were talking
combine.
Where Indianapolis,
March Madness is going to be. So they could use that. They could use Disney and maybe like another site and just have them switch between, so that way they're not like trapped on these quarters, but like at least they don't have a little more.
And you know something, and then they can be transported.
Yeah, exactly.
To those different locations,
and then just have their family come too.
Right.
I don't
because
know.
they have to do something about this, because this open-endedness that they have now, it's just not working right now.
Mm-mm. And they don't even have fans, so like I don't even know how they can make it better. And then the last one is, should Howie be fired? Damn right or Nixon.
Well, we kind of touched base on that a little bit earlier. You have a general manager who is an accountant, and I had an opportunity yesterday to listen to Lori praise Howie,
which is disgusting,
with the highest degree, because of the fact that he was saying that Howie has developed a team around him.
Yeah,
that he feels that several of his colleagues, people that he has around him, has potentials to be general managers in the NFL. We're not here
for potential. This is not a potential.
No. We're not here to produce general managers.
No.
The name of the game is to have a winning product on the field that could get you to the Super Bowl.
That's why I said if Lori didn't care, like, just sell it. I know he's not, but I'm just saying, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, Howie wants a QB factory. That's literally... No.
He's changed his... Lori changed the tune. Right. He wants a general manager factory.
No. Lori said that.
Yes,
Howie said he wanted a QB factory. Yes. Neither of them make sense.
No,
so,
whatsoever.
Why do you need a QB factory when one quarterback usually plays forever? So, like, neither of them makes sense with football. Like, do they watch? Do they even watch the games? Do they see how it works?
And for them to be able to make these analytic decisions on draft picks.
Right, that's what's the worst.
Analytic decisions on coaching decisions, who's going to be. I didn't realize that Doug. Yeah, I can understand why Doug was a little peed.
Yeah. So should he be fired? Damn right. Will he be fired? No, probably not for another 4 years. We're going to probably lose next year. Howie's going to mess up this draft pick like he always does.
Well, will he mess up getting a coach?
Probably too.
That's the key.
Yes. The people they're looking at, first off, they're looking at college again. Do they want this to be Chip Kelly again?
Oh,
college coaches don't work in the NFL. It just doesn't work.
How about Deuce Staley?
I would love that. I would love to see Deuce.
You think?
Damn right that, yes.
Damn right, me too. I think Deuce...
I think Deuce is deserving, but he probably doesn't want it. There's probably a reason.
Good call.
Because there's a reason why Doug got fired. There's a reason why he was talking all this stuff. If he's a coach but he can't make any decisions, what's the point?
Really?
Like, you're just a face? Okay.
That seems to be... He's just a figurehead.
Yeah. I can't even... You're going to just give me these players and try and make the best happen?
Because all of a sudden... The quarterback, Carson, wasn't listening to him because he would change the play that Doug was going to send
Exactly. It's just...
Doug was...
he was
Dougie Fresh.
Exactly.
And the French
If we go, what was it, 4-12?
4-11 and
4-11-1. Yeah. That's right. We had a tie, I forgot.
Yes.
I would be surprised if we at least did that next year, honestly. Because it's looking bad.
It doesn't look good.
It does not look good.
It doesn't look good.
So, but that's all. That's everything I've got. You got anything you want to
add? Who do you like in the playoffs this weekend?
I don't even care.
Me either. Steelers got their ass whipped, so I'm not even caring.
I mean, the Eagles, we just talked about how trash they are. But thank you guys for joining in. Like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do.
Please be safe.
Yes.
It's crazy out there. And I'm glad that we're able to be a distraction because it's some crazy times that we're living in America.
Exactly. We just got to make it through January.
We've got to make it to on January the 12th. Today's the 12th.
Today is the 12th.
The 13th.
Yes, that
Okay.
too. Have a good one and
Peace.
peace.